More than 3 million people in the United States are diagnosed with insomnia every year. Why? What is causing it? Our healthy gut girl, Kitty Martone, is here to talk all about it. Hi, Kitty.
Hi.
Okay, why are we not sleeping?
Did you sleep through the night last night?
No, I never sleep.
Do you ever sleep through the night?
No.
Okay, well, the first reason is because people are habitually doing something wrong, like maybe they're on Instagram till they fall asleep, maybe they're binging Netflix, maybe they are reading a book, maybe they have a graveyard shift. Those things can be changed. You just have to put your phone away, turn your TV off, right? You shouldn't be looking at those things that close to bed anyway.
Why is that? Stimulation?
Stimulation, right, which brings us to, well, stress, first of all. So that's the second reason people aren't sleeping through the night, is because they're so stressed out, they're problem solving in bed, they're thinking about their day, they're thinking about all the bad things, and this is the sympathetic nervous system. It's the fight or flight. And of course you're not gonna sleep. And then maybe you fall asleep and then you wake up again a little while later and you keep doing that. That's adrenaline, that is sympathetic nervous system. So I suggest prayer, breath work, or meditation. Just that 4-box breathing. You've heard of the box breathing?
I've never heard of that.
Okay,
I don't know what that means.
You breathe in 4 breaths, you hold 4 seconds. 4 seconds, hold it 4 seconds, out 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds, and you just keep doing that. A good 3 minutes, 4 minutes will switch you from sympathetic into the rest and digest mode. That easy. They use it with first responders and people who are, you know, always at high adrenaline.
Right.
So that's a really good thing to do. And then the next reason is because of a bad sleep hygiene. So our phones, our Wi-Fi's, TV's on in the bedroom, you fall asleep with the TV on, and then you wake up to turn it off, and then you can't really go back to sleep. So it's also that light from the devices. It inhibits the production of melatonin, and melatonin is what helps you go to sleep, and it helps you wake up. So when you are looking at that light, your brain thinks it's daylight. It's white light going into the brain, or blue light.
So should you be turning off the? So I have a friend that turns off Wi-Fi when
I do it. Yeah.
Do you do
every
too?
night? 30 minutes to an hour before bed.
You just
I
turn the
off
Wi-Fi.
Everything.
Really?
I put my phone on airplane mode. This took a while because, you know, we're so addicted.
Right.
And it took a while to get used to putting that phone on airplane mode. You can put your alarm on, it'll still go off, but that's a big issue.
Okay.
So the next problem would be
sleep.
with sleep. Well, in the sleep hygiene world is also your room might be too warm, it might not be cool enough, your bed, your pillow, all these things can be issues.
Okay.
Going to bed, drinking too much before bed, not just water, but alcohol, eating, having a really full belly, which brings us to the next issue, which is digestive issues. So people who are eating too much, have a poor diet, maybe they're having stimulants before bed. Also, inflammatory diets are the main reason for sleep apnea. So when
wait, I don't understand what that means.
Okay, so when you know what sleep apnea is,
Yes.
right? So you're falling asleep and you wake up because you can't breathe.
Right.
So this is an inflammatory response. So it's the nasal passages in the back of the throat are inflamed. Some people have deviated septums and structural issues. That's a different subject. But most people with sleep apnea are having issues because they have an inflammatory diet that's inflaming their respiratory tract, their nasal passages, their throat. So they're eating things like gluten and sugar and alcohol and beer and all these things that can inflame them, and a lot of it can be handled by simply switching to an anti-inflammatory diet.
Isn't that interesting? And by switching to that and making that simple change, is that going to help sleep through the night?
Yeah, well, it depends if you've got multiple things happening. But if that's your big issue is sleep apnea, yeah, it's going to keep you from snoring. It's going to allow you to breathe and get oxygen to the brain, and you'll be able to go into that REM sleep that keeps you soundly asleep. But then the next issue would be hormonal issues.
Yeah, that's the other thing a lot of people
Really
deal
common.
with. Yeah.
And the older we get, the harder it is. And this is a big problem because it causes things like restless leg syndrome.
Have that.
Yeah, so this is adrenaline, which sounds like another thing for you too, which is
adrenaline and stress.
Adrenaline, which causes cortisol to be high, which keeps you stressed out, you know?
Right.
And so this is going to keep you having issues with restless leg. It's going to keep you tossing and turning and keep your mind going.
Right.
And that's all hormonal as well.
So how do you fix the hormonal issue? I mean, is that a pill? Is that a medication? What is that?
Well, there's plant-based melatonins, not bovine melatonins, but plant-based. And those can be helpful for people who are having a melatonin production issue. Some people are producing melatonin, they're just having this adrenaline spikes.
Right.
So sometimes if you go to bed on an empty stomach, your brain doesn't have enough fuel to make it through the night. The brain is so important. The body sacrifices a lot to keep that brain stable with blood sugar balance.
Right.
It'll produce adrenaline, which will wake you up and think you need to pee, but it does that to then elicit an insulin spike to protect the brain.
Oh, interesting.
And so you're wide awake and you think, oh, it's because I got to pee, when in actuality, it's your adrenaline.
Well,
you know?
should we, you're saying you don't want to go to bed on a full stomach, so how do we combat that brain issue
right.
without
so
having a full
you don't
stomach?
have to eat a big meal. Some people that are on ketogenic diets and low carb diets, if they're not sleeping through the night, this could be why. Maybe just a little bit of sweet potato, something healthy, just a little bit, like half a cup. That fixed my insomnia. Like
Really?
That. Yeah.
You're kidding.
Some people even do raw honey. That I saw this going around on the internet recently, where you take a tablespoon or a teaspoon of raw honey, because it's that glucose that the brain
That sugar.
needs to, yeah.
The
And
natural.
The natural sugar, the good
natural
sugar,
kind.
right. So you don't want to like eat a candy bar right before bed.
No, bad
Right.
luck.
But you
All right.
can also get a practitioner who can help you with balancing hormones naturally through bioidentical hormones if it's an ongoing issue. Also, there's issues with men who have prostate concerns that'll make them need to get up and go to the bathroom. So these are all hormonal related issues.
All right, all good information. Thank you so much, Kitty.
Thank you
Hopefully
for
we will
having me.
all sleep
Yes.
tonight.